Today's video is on Alianza Football Club, and if that name sounds familiar, it's because we've already done a video on their namesake club, Alianza Lima of Peru. This is their home kit from 2018. You can see the badge in the center here means that they were champions from the previous season. On the sleeve, you can see they had 15 championships to their name at the time, and they currently have 17. That puts them neck and neck with FAS, as well as Aguila, the two other big Salvadorian clubs as far as titles within the country. You know me, a sucker for a collar. I really like the dividing line here with the red and black on top of this. The all-white of the home kit lends their nickname Los Elefantes Blancos. Here are your three key things about Alianza. First is their claim to fame being the 1967 Champions Cup, which is currently the Champions League in the CONCACAF region, this being the first one that was ever won by a team from a country in the Central America region, and they are one of only 3 Salvadoran teams to ever win the title. In a competition that's been dramatically dominated by Mexican teams, this is a really big feat. Second is within those 17 titles within the country, they can claim to be the only ones who have done it as invincibles, that being an undefeated tournament during the Apertura of 2017. And third is their stadium, the Estadio Cuscatlan, which is probably the best stadium in the entire region. It's been renovated a couple times in the last couple decades at 54,000 seats. It's massive, and they moved there just at the beginning of this century due to earthquakes damaging their previous stadium. To call it a former player, let's talk about Luis Cascarita Tapia, who was probably their finest goal scorer of the 1960s and a leader during the era where they won that Champions Cup. He's arguably the finest footballer that has ever come out of Panama. The name to mention in the current squad is Rodolfo Zelaya, their all-time leading goal scorer, who's in his third stint with the club, and it's kind of a rarity within Central American as well as South American clubs to have your all-time leading goal scorer being an active player, because most of them have come from the 60s or 70s rather than the current era. So this has been your rundown on Alianza Fútbol Club, Los Elefantes Blancos of El Salvador.